All right, dude. Here we are, episode number 10. This will be
Episode number 10?
We are live from what should be Skywars today.
What should be Skywars today.
Yeah, Saturday of Skywars.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously we got looks like Chris and
Yeah.
Beth made the trip up from Lone Star to kind of come up here and pick some product up and hang out. I mean, so you guys come up here for just kind of pick stuff up?
Well, we've been coming up here since 2017, actually, and so never miss it. But definitely take advantage of all the vendors delivering here, and pick stuff up to take back for the festival and all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what are your thoughts on the whole cancellation of the event this year? Like,
I mean, it's a bummer, no doubt about it. I mean, to me, Skywars is the marquee fireworks event in the country, and but I think. Just looking at the mud around here and seeing the pictures from earlier in the week, I don't know that they really had an option. I think they probably did what they needed to do.
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, they think. I drove back there to the pilot area before I came here, and it's bad back there. Even the gravel they put in, there was ruts in it, and it's really soft back there. So I couldn't imagine trying to be a bunch of pyros back there and making it work today.
Yeah.
It rained all day yesterday.
Yeah, I think there was even another inch or plus rain yesterday. Yeah.
All day.
Yeah, all day.
So I think obviously made the right call. I think. I mean, obviously Texas, you guys probably don't have a lot of rain. Maybe that time of year to maybe we have to worry about, or
it's I keep telling people we've been lucky on the rain. We'll get rain one of these years, but it doesn't rain near as much there, so it's not as big a threat. For sure. But anyway, you never know what the weather's going to bring.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's always something, and so, I mean, having this type of experience with the rain and stuff here, does that give you maybe something to maybe think about in the back of your minds on what would happen if a situation like this occurred down for Lone Star?
It's something I've thought about many times. It's one of them deals. You're just rolling the dice. Like around here, it's all grass parking, and if it just rains too much, you're just kind of out of luck. And I'll be honest, we wouldn't be any different. It's, same kind of deal. But good Lord willing, we'll have good weather, and it'll be a great event.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you competed here just a couple years ago.
We did.
Yeah,
we did.
You want to kind of dive through maybe that experience a little bit of actually competing here, and
it was intense. It was a lot of work. We learned a lot for sure. Learned where we could have done some more prep work ahead of time to ease the effort on the field.
Yeah.
And because it was a massive show to try to pull off with mainly volunteer crew, all volunteer crew, and a lot of people that hadn't even worked with us before. You just in these volunteer events, you take whatever crew you can find.
Right.
So we had some issues to work through. At the end of the day, it was a lot of fun. Looking back on it, I'd absolutely do it again if they. So I don't know. Maybe one of these years, my wife might disagree with me, but I wouldn't mind throwing my name back in the hat one of these years.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, does the distance of the travel increase the challenge of all that? Because it is quite a drive for you guys up here.
The logistics are certainly a challenge. When you're bringing that much equipment, it's about 700 miles one way. So we had 3 trailers of equipment piled up getting up here. It's definitely. The logistics are definitely a challenge.
Yeah, the biggest challenge for us is like the racks. Getting the racks here. We had a flatbed trailer just full of racks. That's one of our biggest logistical things, that you got to travel with those 700 miles.
That's the bulk majority of your weight and your space. Yeah. So.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Pyro Unleashed. Tune in weekly as Donnie and David discuss all things pyro, from the business aspect of the industry to technical tips and mesmerizing pyro designs. On Pyro Unleashed, we invite cutting-edge experts to the podcast to discuss their role in making this industry a success. So, sit back and unleash your inner pyro with us.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll dive into some more. What we got? Our episode 10, our sponsor. Talk about our sponsors a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you can see, our canopy above us, Dominator
Fireworks. Yeah.
Absolutely, great sponsors for us, and helped us out a lot. Helped us provide a big old banner we were hoping to fly today, but
a little bit of the wind and somebody forgot zip ties.
It's massive.
It's huge.
It's massive. Yeah.
We'll debut it here really soon, and It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then obviously Cobra Fireworks, Cobra Firing Systems.
Cobra Firing Systems.
Big main sponsor for this season.
It is,
and,
yeah.
All that they do for the pyro community and all the support they provide, the customer service, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Do you guys shoot a lot of Cobra for you guys or?
We do. Yeah. Our own, display company that we run, we're 100% Cobra.
Okay. All right. Good deal.
We do a lot of Cobra and yeah, like you say, their customer service is just unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everything's backed by the lifetime warranty. I mean, it's all that kind
Absolutely.
of. You guys ever make out to Cobra Con or anything like that, or?
It's on my list. Yeah, it's one of them things. It's like how many of these events can you make in a year?
Yeah.
Sky Wars is a definite. You always got to be a Sky Wars, and then you kind of fill in around that. What can you do? So we go to PGI now and then. We have not made Cobra Con, but yeah, maybe next year.
It's an event to go to. It's a lot of fun. I think 2019 was the first official year.
I think so.
And then COVID killed the next year, but 21, 22, 23, I've been to every one of them. Actually 24 too, yeah. So I usually do a musical there, so I kind of forced to go.
Yeah. I haven't been, but it sounds like I may be going this next year. So
yeah. Did you get reached out to?
I have not yet.
Yeah?
Not yet.
All right,
I'm waiting for that.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be reaching out.
Yeah.
So be looking for that text.
So.
But yeah, and then Cobra Con this year is April 10th through the 12th.
Yeah, get the dates right this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Finally got it right. You know what it was? It was the RKM demo night in our training. That's what it was.
So
That's
you
what I was
had
thinking
in
of.
mind?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
programmed in my head. Yeah. But yeah, so
Let's just dive into.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's just dive into this thing and
Dive into see who is Chris Stasey? Like that's the big question. Like who is Chris Stasey? And how did Chris Stasey get involved in fireworks?
Yeah, I mean, my story's like so many others out there. I've just been I've been a fan of fireworks, my whole life, and that you get to know a few people here and there that it kind of, when I started a real job, I get out of college, I met a guy that he was buying wholesale fireworks. I was like, so he lets me in on that, and they just grew and grew and grew from there, and we kind of jumped off, started our own display company about 7 years ago. About the same time, I forget who it was. Somebody, tuned me into this, pyro fan, online forum, and started meeting some people there, and kind of discovered this whole community out here that I didn't know existed. So we've been a pyro my whole life, but only like the last 8-9 years or so have I known about this whole, tight knit, awesome community.
Yeah.
And so it's been great to be a part of that, and so we've our display company's grown and grown, but we're kind of promoting the Lonestar here today, and that was something that I guess I'll go ahead and get into that a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
Most definitely.
We my wife and I, we'd talked for a few years about maybe trying to host something on our ranch, but we weren't sure what would something like that look like. We get all our pyro buddies together and do some shows and just do something for fun instead of the municipal 4th of July shows and your wedding shows and your all that kind of stuff, and have a blank canvas where you can just kind of do whatever you want to and just have some fun with it, and we a friend mentioned to us this Sky Wars event up here in St. Louis, and so we came for the first time in 2017, and I don't know, about the second show in, Beth turns to me and she says, "We are coming back here every year." And I was like, all right. And when it was over, we kind of at the same time were like, this is exactly what we need to do. And so we modeled our event, very similar to Sky Wars, and the Mo Pyro guys have been great in giving us some tips and helping us out and pointing out what to, kind of what to look for and what to do and how to handle certain things. So it's just, it's just taken off. I mean, we just every year our crowd is 30, 40, 50% bigger than the previous year, and
that's awesome.
And we got more and more people every year wanting to do shows, and it's and the sponsors and the local sponsors and the pyro sponsors. I mean, just all across the board, just get better every year, and it's been a true blessing, and just really grown it.
One of the really nice things is the property is our family's, and so we have 1,100 acres of land.
Yeah.
That there's some cows on it, but for the most part, most people don't ever see it.
Yeah.
And so we have the land, and so, it's ours. And Chris and I actually live out there, and so it's really nice to be able to share that. And we have the support of Chris's family, the Stasey's, and it's really nice to have that and be able to share it with other people, because it means a lot to us to be able to share that land.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's we're blessed with some property that my great grandfather purchased 120 years ago,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
we've got a place to host that and a place to share and then we do the event is a charity event
Okay.
that benefits the Foster's Home for Children
Yeah.
in Stephenville, and they're a super great organization that they've been helping out kids, from just hard-luck kids from all over the state of Texas and all over the country for that matter, for over 60 years. And my family has been a supporter of them, for longer than I've been alive.
Wow.
And,
That's awesome.
And so when we decided to do an event out there, we thought, hey, we can charge a little admission and we can give some money to the Foster's Home. And the Foster's Home has since got, they've gotten behind the event. And it's their favorite event of the year. And so we've been able to raise it, more than just a drop in the bucket for them. So, the last 2 years we've been a little over $30,000 in the black on the event, and every penny of that goes to the Foster
Wow.
Home.
That's amazing.
cool.
And
That's
so
really
it's-
good.
That's awesome.
One of
Yeah.
the things, and we always try to mention, we're going to give them money, absolutely, all day long.
Yeah.
The one thing that I think makes the event really cool for them is they bring the kids and the house parents and their staff, and they all come out and enjoy the show. And
That's
so
really awesome.
we set up an area, and we feed them dinner, and then we started doing that. The first one we had, where we have the kids come up and they push the buttons to make the shells go up, and when we've gone to other events with the Foster's Home, man, they'll see us with our shirts on. They come to us, they talk to us, they show us pictures, and we just love that they come out. We've made it very family friendly and oriented for kids, and we love having them come out there. That means a lot to us because they're there in Stephenville, real close to us, and so we like having the kids out there, that they benefit from it, but they get to come and have a good time. So
That's awesome.
And for those, how many years have you been doing this? Like, when did this start, and where are you at now in your iteration?
So, the very first event we had was in 2018, the next year after we came to Sky Wars, and we were partnered that year with the Pyrotechnic Artists of Texas.
Okay.
The group down there, club that I'm a member of. But in 21, it was a little difficult getting local sponsors involved, because they were like, well, how much of this money is going to the club, and how much is going to this, that, and the other?
Yeah.
And, how is it really? They wanted to know where their money was going,
Yeah.
and I totally don't blame them for that. I mean, it makes sense. And so in 21, we decided just to, we kind of split ways. Pat, did their event elsewhere, and we kind of just made the festival, the Fireworks Festival. We rebranded it the Lonestar Fireworks Festival, and just, I sent an email out to about 6 different guys when, Pat told us basically they weren't coming out that year, and I was like, what are we going to do? And so there's about 6 different guys that have pyro companies there in Texas that had been doing the displays the previous couple of years, and so I sent an email out to them, and first off, I notified the Foster's Home. I said, hey, it's going to be a little different this year. I'm not sure how this is going to work out. And their response to us was like, hey, whatever you do will be great. This is our favorite event of the year. Just, whatever you can do will be awesome. It doesn't have to be big like it was last year or whatever, which, big is a relative term. It was nothing compared to what it is nowadays. And so I emailed these other 6 guys that had been kind of, more instrumental in making it happen. And within an hour, every one of them was like, Chris, whatever you need, we're there. Yeah. Let's do this thing. Let's make it happen. And so we rebranded the Lonestar Fireworks Festival in 21. And it's just exploded since then. I mean, we
That's
had,
awesome.
400 or 500 people there that year, and, I don't know, we shot $10,000 worth of fireworks. And in, 3 years, we're up to 5,000 fans, and we're shooting $40,000 worth of fireworks. It's just, it's just up and up and up, and it just gets bigger every year.
Yeah.
So who do you have competing this year then?
So, like I say, the event, it's modeled very, very similar to Sky Wars.
Yeah.
And so we do a 1-4 Pro-Am competition.
Okay.
Our competitors this year are, We have a fellow named Damon Boger who owns a company, a display company down there, Zegis Displays. He's actually a former employee and main choreographer for Extreme Pyro down there. Extreme used to do like 400 shows. I mean, they closed operations a couple of years ago, but he's doing his own thing now, and so we're really excited to see what he brings to the table. And then one of our other Pro-Am competitors is a team of Dale McDaniel and Danny Bonanno. I think probably most of the people listening to this thing know who those two guys are, and so we know they'll bring a good show.
Yeah, 100%.
And some of these competitors, they're donating a lot of their own product, which is awesome. Which means we end up more in the black at the end of the day, which is more money for the foster home because the foster home gets everything. So, but then our third team is some relatively newcomers to the pyro world. It's a team, we call them the J3 team. It's Jacob Pierce, Josh Gross, and Jeff Ireland, and I like to say they've got too much time on their hands because I've been seeing what they're kind of proposing on their scripts, and they've got a ton of cues and a ton of single shots and getting really, really creative with it, and no doubt they're gonna put on a heck of a display. I'm looking forward to it.
That's awesome.
And that's just the Pro-Am guys, So then on the on the 1-3 side, we do 3 exhibition shows. One of them, we're actually doing one of them. I say we're. Beth's doing it. I haven't really even touched it. She's scripting the whole thing.
Nice.
And Beth actually does almost all the choreography for our display company. So
that's awesome.
She's got the creative mind. She's got the willingness to sit in front of the computer and do that kind of thing. And so I can't. She's awesome. She does great work. So I'm looking forward to seeing what she does there. One of our other 1-3 guys is Greg Abear. He's out of the Houston area. Has a display company down there. Same kind of deal. Super long time pyro. He's done some of these type of events before. So I know he'll bring it. And then our finale this year is being done by Zach Hubricks, and a 19-year-old kid out of Cache, Oklahoma, who somehow in just a couple short years everybody knows who this kid is. And so he's we know he's going to be awesome.
Fellow K-Cap kid there. It's been ever since he joined K-Cap a few years ago, and the growth that he's had in the last few years is incredible. And just his ideas. Is crazy. Like, he's very, very detailed and very, very strict about what he wants and how he wants it to look and what product he uses and stuff like that. And so I expect a really, really great show out of Zach. I think we'll get something really cool.
He's really taken the pyro world by storm the last couple of years and he knows everything about every effect. It's like every product. I'm like, my gosh, how do you have? I don't. Whatever, man. It's impressive. So we know he's going to be awesome.
And then, so like your Pro-Ams, do you guys have like any restrictions around like rules or how much or what or queue account, or is it just kind of open for them to do whatever they want?
We leave it pretty much open. We ask you keep it 1-4.
They get a budget, but they can go over. But it's at their expense,
we provide a certain budget, but we're not. It's not like we're playing for big money or anything.
It is literally a mortar tube that I spray paint gold.
She takes some mortar tube, spray paints it gold, and puts some some
vinyl lettering
on it. Pro-Am champion. But it's people. It's so we're not too worried about that. I ask people to kind of keep the spirit of the competition in mind. Don't just go absolutely crazy.
Show up with a $20,000 Pro-Am.
Exactly. You got a $4,000 budget. Don't spend $20. But most people they're there for the fun of it, and like I say, if there was some big monetary prize or something, you'd have to police things a little sharper. But no, it works out. So far so good. It's worked out really, really well.
And then do you guys have like any other type of shows, like drone shows, fireballs, anything else that kind of exhibition shells, stuff kind of like that?
We do. All of the above.
Okay.
So we're good friends with the owners of Sky Elements drone shows, and so they have come down. Gosh, this is 4 years in a row. I think they've come ever since they've been doing drones.
Yeah.
They come down and do us a drone show. It's we have that in between like the pro-ams and the 1-3 shows. So they've been super super gracious, and so that's we have that. We do some big demonstration shells, and like Beth was mentioned earlier, we actually let the Foster's Home kids come up, and they push the buttons for all the demonstration shells. And so we announce their name and the shell, and they push the button, and they think it's the most awesome thing in the world. And I mean, so do I. I mean, I'll be honest, I've never pushed the button to light a 16-inch shell, but there's several Foster's Home kids in Stephenville that have. So it's really neat, really cool.
We have a 16. We've got some 10s and 12s and 8s and 6s and all that. So, and then we do some. We're not going to do anything like the fireball dudes. We just don't have that kind of equipment. But we do some fireballs, and they really enjoy those. And so we try to do some stuff like that. So
awesome. You gonna fix that?
Yeah, good fix it. Yeah. We'll edit this section out. We'll edit this section out.
See it.
Won't see our production crew.
I get paid for this.
Our roadie. So we can talk a little bit about like what's the date? Obviously, we got another date. Date, location, kind of some stuff like that. People are coming down. How do they find you guys? Where are you guys at down there?
Right. So we're about 60 miles southwest of Fort Worth.
Okay.
Okay. Fort Worth, Dallas area. Most people, I guess you call it Dallas. So probably about 80 miles southwest of Dallas. It's real easy to find right off Highway 67, coming out of Fort Worth down towards Stephenville. If you can check us out online at Lonestar Fireworks Festival.com. Also find us on Facebook. My wife, she does all the Facebook and website stuff. Does a great job. I try not to get in front of the computer more than I have to. And it's October 19th, Saturday night, or Saturday the 19th is the main shows, the main thing. We do have a Friday night component that we invite the entire public out to, free of charge.
Oh, wow.
It's once again, it's very similar to what we do here at Skywars on Friday night. We have a few vendors that do some product demos, and then we have a blind pyro competition. We have 4 guys that compete in the blind pyro, which probably most people listening know what that is. These guys, we're a little easier on them than they are here. We'll go ahead and let them get their stuff about 9 o'clock in the morning. They've got till dark to get it together.
That's nice. Yeah.
They'll have about 70 to 90 items or something like that per team, and I've been really, really impressed with what they've been able to do. But you never really know how these shows are going to turn out. Sometimes they don't fire at all. And so we've been kind of lucky. They've always done well and always done good. But I thought, it's a fun deal. I just say, hey, we invite the public out. Come on out. We do $1 hot dogs on Friday night.
Okay.
Oh, awesome.
So come out, get you some hot dogs, see some product demos and some random blind pyro shows and
that's getting some momentum too. We're having more and more people ask us about the Friday event.
Yeah, we've had
it's funny how like a lot of people really get into pyro, especially for example like Skywars. They get into a lot of the 1-3 and 1-4 pro competitors started doing them because of the blind pyro.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. It's kind of ironic because like Donnie and I, we both were like, we kind of want to relax. Like, actually, let's do the blind pyro this year. So we were each going to do a team, but
blind pyro. I tell you what, I've never tried it myself. I've been a grunt on a team up here at Skywars before, but I want all my I's dotted and T's crossed, and I might have an anxiety attack if I tried to lead a blind pyro, but the guys that do it, they seem to have a great time with it, and they've done really well. And like she said, we probably had 400 people or so there, Friday night last year,
that's
and awesome. A lot of them, and I'll kind of sample the crowd a little bit, and I'll talk to some people, and they're like, oh yeah, we've been here 3 years in a row on Friday night. Oh, Friday night's awesome. I was like, really? Okay. These are general public people, so I don't really know how I know how a pyro is going to perceive it. But it's interesting that there, more and more people showing up on Friday night. Like I say, it's free, and we do dollar hot dogs and just have a good time, and then hopefully everybody comes back and that many more the next night.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of interesting concept because obviously the public doesn't get to see, like here the public gets no idea of the blind pyro, right? They're not invited. It's just like a pyro only thing. So it's really cool you guys open that up to the public to give them that another aspect of kind of the chaos you could get behind a blind pyro show, right? It's almost more creativity goes into a blind pyro because you are put on the spot. Like you're forced to really dig deep into that creativity to come up with, here's my pile of fireworks. What am I doing with it, right? Like it's different than ahead of time. You're scripting a show and you get to cherry pick everything you want and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
It's a whole nother monster. Blind pyro.
It's Johnny on the spot. Like, how are you going to present
Yeah,
this item?
the way I describe it to our sponsors in town and other people around is like it's kind of the Iron Chef of fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, that they relate to that.
Resonate,
Okay,
yeah.
I like Hell's Kitchen. Yeah. Gordon Ramsay out there yelling at you.
Steak's not done.
And then for your public night, how much is that for people to get into your public night?
It's $40 a carload.
Okay.
So I mean, I like to tell people you're not going to find a better value for your family entertainment dollar anywhere in the world. I mean, it's you can pack the whole family, go out there, enjoy the thing for $40, and it's worth several times that. I mean, it honestly is.
Absolutely, yeah. And so basically, your sponsors are covering the cost of all your product, or are you guys helping to cover some of that cost?
For the most part, especially the last couple of years, we've pretty much, our sponsors, between the sponsors and donations, fireworks donations from various vendors and such, pretty well have things paid for before that first ticket's bought, and so
that's nice.
all that the ticket money pretty much goes to the foster home. We have a few other expenses. I mean, you got some porta cans, but the local place that does the porta cans, they give us about an 80% discount.
Wow.
I mean, it's like incredible deal.
One of the things we moved to this year is because we're way out in the country is. We've gotten ambulance services this year going to be on site.
We've had to call a paramedic the last couple of years, for some weird reason out in the public area, So, we decided, let's just go ahead and have an ambulance on site, because we are about 20 miles from the nearest hospital.
Yeah.
But we do get a lot of people locally there in Stephenville that like the light poles and things like that. They donate the use of that, and so you get a lot of people.
Yeah, we're able to get our expenses way down. There's a few things I have to pay for, liability insurance, things like that. You just can't get around. But we come really close. I mean, we're really close this year to having all expenses paid before we even start counting tickets.
Sweet, that's good.
Yeah, that's really good.
And you want to get an opportunity for you guys to kind of give a little shout out for all like your sponsors and who's helping you guys out with all this stuff.
Oh gosh, I'll probably forget somebody. But. Like I said, a lot of local sponsors, and I'll just hit a couple of the top ones. The local Ford dealership, Triple Crown Ford, they're a huge sponsor for us this year. The local water well drilling place, Associated Well Services, big sponsor for us this year. Who's our other gold sponsors?
The printing company, Stephenville Printing Company, they do all of our
they donate all our print
programs
advertising.
and
That's awesome.
And actually, some friends of ours, they're a custom farm operation. They're one of
our
sponsors.
Elston, we'll get them on the air. Yeah, Elston Custom Farming. Yeah, if you're in the North Texas area, give them a call. Absolutely.
Of course, Fireworks Forever, Spirit, American Wholesale.
Yeah, Helms says boom. Fireworks Forever. Mark has been helping us out for years now. It's been.
Marcus is fantastic.
There's
not enough good things you can say about Marcus in this business.
Yeah, that's just super awesome guy. Yeah. American Wholesale. Did we get them all? I don't know.
I think we got the bulk of them. I have a list out.
I need the list in front of me, but I mean, just the fireworks vendors all over the country, help us out, every year, and then we donate a lot of stuff.
Brian Craig has donated. We do a pyro raffle, and he's giving Craig racks.
Yeah. Brian Craig's given us a starter kit to put in the raffle. We got a few things. We did a raffle for the first time last year.
Okay.
We'll try this. We'll see, if it brings in any money. And it did really well. So we're like, okay, we should have a raffle every year. We got a few different ones. Some of them are just kind of pyro items. But but then some of the others, we'd open up to the whole public, and
Yeah,
like,
we've called
there's-
businesses and said, "Hey, this is what we're doing. We're doing a raffle," and like I don't know if they want you off the phone or they just start handing you gift cards.
yeah,
So that was very easy. I couldn't
That's
believe
awesome.
it. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
we got a
really,
few
really
gift
good.
cards last year, and we're like, let's do a public raffle. We'll put these gift cards in it. We had a fire pit that we got from Tractor Supply Company, and some other things, and yeah, I mean those things. Yeah, we sold a lot of raffle tickets. It's like, okay, this gift card thing. There's a lot of companies around town. They might not.
They
Yeah,
can't
might not
give
give you
$500
cash, or
or
they
anything,
might.
but they'll give you a gift card.
Yeah, or some kind of,
It's just
maybe
hard.
some kind of national chain or something. They don't have the authority to sponsor thing, but hey, we can give you a $50 gift card.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and we can convert that to cash. So it works out pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you guys had like a pyro raffle. You talked about a little bit. You got like fireworks, firing systems, racks, stuff like that. Kind of like.
We do. Well, this year we've got the Craigco racks will be in there. I'm not sure what all we might have. We put a starter Cobra system in there last
Yeah.
year.
Ignite gave us a system last year.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
And
Ignite
Finale
donated
3D gave
That's
us
awesome.
licensors.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
and we
cool.
had some hobbyist licenses for Finale.
Muxburg. Muxbird.
Muck's board.
So, yeah, we get. There's a few pyro item things like that. We don't have like here where you got 500 cases of fireworks, but yeah, it's and we don't have quite the number of pyros there, but that side of it's growing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Danny Bonanno won the Cobra system last year, so
Yeah.
he'll be using it at Lone Star, I guess, this year. So
But yeah, I mean it's growing on both sides of the. I like to say there's a draw that runs through the field, and up one side of the draw we got the pyro field, and up the other side is the spectators. It's kind of sort of like a natural amphitheater kind of set up, and it really lays out pretty good. But I kind of refer to it as each side of the ditch. We got we're trying to take care of this side of the ditch or this side of the ditch. Where you're taking care of the spectators related things or the pyro related things, But yeah, as far as the people coming pyro related, on that side of the ditch, that's growing more and more every year, and so that's that's great. I mean, just more and more interest. I mean, I've had, gosh, I don't know how many people I've had. I mean, a couple of people last night asked me, how do I get my name in the hat to do a show down at Lone Star? I was like,
and we had somebody from Wisconsin and sent an email, and I told Chris, I said, make sure he knows we're in Texas. Like, we
that's the first thing
we don't want to deceive anyone.
right, yeah. We get these applicants or questions from somebody in Minnesota. He said, you do realize this event's in Texas, right?
Yeah.
And hey, we're here for it,
Yeah.
So if people are interested, just reach out to you guys. Yeah, I think your email address is on the website.
It is, and so Chris and I monitor most of the emails. We try not to pay any admin stuff and that kind of thing. We just handle it all in house, and so if they reach out, they're going to reach one of us.
Yeah.
We'd be glad to. Yeah, we've gotten someone already reach out about 25. So
That's awesome.
so.
And then
really
I
good.
know you mentioned like Friday night, like dollar hot dogs. What about like Saturday? You guys got like food trucks that come in there for the public and all that
Yes.
kind of stuff?
Yeah. So we started off doing our own concession stand.
Okay.
And we still do that, but when it got to be like 1,000 people, it's like I can't cook that many briskets. I can't cook that much barbecue. And so we'll have a good selection of food trucks, and in addition to the concession stand. But
And a lot of the vendors that have been coming, they're repeat. Like they'll say, as soon as you get this back on the calendar, let us know. We're going to write it down.
That's really good.
And we charge a very small vendor fee, but that goes to the foster's home too.
Okay. Yeah.
And so and we have a live band coming out.
Sure.
A girl we met at just really randomly, she came out, she performs, and now this year she's going to bring like her dad and this huge band, and we're like, okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we open up the gates, at 4:00, that afternoon, the deal. But, my fear was always, if we do have a huge crowd show up, we got the show starting at say 7:15. If they all show up at 7:00 and think they're going to get parked and get out on the lawn and find a spot, we're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to have cars backed up for miles on the highway.
Yeah.
So we open the gates at 4, but we have some live entertainment. Takes the stage at 5, and her name's Bailey Rose. She does a great job. She's really good.
She's great.
And so she keeps everybody entertained for a couple hours, and then we ease into the fireworks, and and it's just a really good, entertaining, just great day. Yeah.
And one thing, and I don't know who listens, but like if you're doing an event, one of the things we learned very quickly is you've got to have people out there that are not pyros helping you with logistics and things.
Yep.
And we've been really good because the high schools, we will send emails out to the high schools and say, hey, you got graduation requirements. They can come to a fireworks show. It's fun. And there's a college there in Stephenville. They send. We ran into a fraternity and sorority at the Foster's home. We said, hey, want to come work our event, and so we get a lot of support from the community, especially with teenage kids. I mean, I would work that event if I was a teenager.
Being a registered 501c3
Helps.
Charity, it qualifies any labor that's done for us. The local, like all the area high schools, their seniors that are in the National Honor Society, they have to have
volunteer
X number
hours,
hours of volunteer hours. And so coming out and helping us counts as their volunteer hours. And so, yeah, we get it. And those kids, I mean, they're like the cream of the crop. I mean, they come out, they're really good. And they scan the tickets and take cash at the gate and, direct traffic and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And
That's awesome.
And yeah, they're a huge help. And so
We've heard, we haven't seen it, but we've heard people say that private companies that require volunteer hours that we get listed on their website. We haven't personally seen it, but a friend of ours works for AAA and he said, yeah, you're on our website. We're like, okay.
That's really cool.
So we didn't ask. So we found out some of those kind of things that people find us.
Wow.
So where do you see Lone Star going in the future? Like what's your 5-year plan for this? Like keep growing it, keep building. I mean, I guess bigger is always better. I mean, there's at some point there's a logistical limit, I guess, but we got a lot of land and we got a lot of space there. There's lots of room to, we basically park cars in one pasture and we have the event in the, adjacent pasture. And, I get Dad to keep the cows away and, for a few days and, it works out really well. I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine it been as big as Sky Wars, but I mean, who the heck knows what might happen?
And that sounds very terrifying since it's us managing it.
But the involvement with the community just gets bigger every year, and
So what Chris was talking about the Ford dealership. Yeah. He went in the other day to talk, and the guy goes, "It's firework time." I mean, they know him.
Walk in the door, and they recognize you, and they
you don't even have to say too much. They start. I mean, like it's crazy. Like,
there's certain certain businesses in town. You walk in and the girl up front at the desk, she might not know who you are or what it's about, but the owner sees you walk in. She comes through the doors. The answer is yes. The answer is definitely yes.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah,
that really is helpful. Yeah,
For me, I'd like to see it grow. I'd like to see the community come out and enjoy it. We just don't have anything like that, especially in that area. We get a ton of people from the Metroplex. From Dallas-Fort Worth.
Yeah, you got 11 million people living, an hour and a half down the road. Yeah. That, and most of them, don't know anything about it. The ones that do come down here, though, they're like, "Holy cow, this is awesome!" And of course, they bring their friends next year. Yeah, and that's just how it goes. I mean, that's the way with Sky Wars. I mean, when we first started coming in 2017. Sky Wars was about the size of what we are now. Yeah. What does that mean for us? I don't know. Yeah. We don't.
I think as long as we can keep having the Foster's home out and being able to give them money and give a great experience for the community, as long as we can logistically handle it, we're fine with it growing. So,
you guys want to give another plug for your website and the event real quick and.
It's LoneStarFireworksFestival.com. Reach out to us. It's probably one of us you're going to be talking to. Be glad to answer any questions. We do have a Facebook, and we try to post a lot of stuff. And October 19th, and we're going to open the gates up at 4 o'clock, and Friday night on the 18th, free event. So if you want to come work, we'd be glad to have you. So
show up early, lend us a hand, absolutely.
Stick around too long. My dad comes up and helps me cook for all the pyros. We do it all in house, so my dad comes up and helps me cook. So it works.
But check out our Facebook page for sure too. I mean, my wife, she she's a bit of a comedian, so the posts are pretty good. I mean, so yeah, read through there. They're good for a good laugh, but they're
I take
good.
some creative liberties.
So, but she puts a ad out there for every sponsor and all that kind of stuff, and so we'll be doing some bios for all our competitors here over the next week or two. So
Very good.
That'll be a good read, and everybody can learn a little bit about who's shooting, where they come from, and
Yeah.
it's going to be good. It's absolutely going to be good.
Yeah, we'll try and get the link of the
event.
of your website and of your guys' Facebook page on
Yeah.
All our
on
socials
this
linked up
episode.
on stuff. Yeah,
so
you got 3
hopefully-
weeks. 3 weeks until the event. So
I know, man.
Yes, it's coming fast, no doubt.
it's coming fast.
We
yeah.
did get a really good rain, so we've been in a burn ban, and
Have ya?
so some of that. So we've had some drought conditions. So we're right now we're sitting in good shape as far as that goes. Hopefully, we won't swing the other way, but
Yeah, we're sitting pretty good weather-wise this year. So
Good.
just as long as it don't come a downpour, that day, we'll be in good shape. Yeah.
When I get 7 inches of rain, we'll be okay.
No, yeah.
So, all right.
All right.
Are we good there, I think?
I think
Awesome.
we're good.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, well, appreciate you guys for meeting us up here. I know you guys were picking some stuff up from David. So
Yeah.
let's just nail this down and
Yeah,
knock it
get it
out
done.
while you guys are up here.
Right.
yeah, we appreciate the
No,
time.
This is a
Yeah.
little bit
Yeah,
better than
thank
doing
you
them.
guys.
This is a little bit better than doing them virtually and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
get
yeah.
a chance to kind of hang
Yeah.
out and just kind of see stuff. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thanks for having us. This has been
Yeah.
great.
yeah, we'll have this
Appreciate
up
it.
on this upcoming Wednesday, and
Yep.
we'll have the video on YouTube and all the audio stuff out. So we'll kind of cross share and post and get it out there for everybody to kind of
Yeah.
see. So.
And while you're at it, be sure to check out our website, pyrounleashedpodcast.com.
and get some merch or
get
check
some
us out
merch,
on
yeah.
YouTube for all your videos
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah, we obviously we're on Discord, so jump on there and hang out. And gosh, we need to get back on there on
we
Tuesday
need to get
nights
back on
more.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
We will. I mean, get this
Tuesday
over,
evening
busy
hangout.
season now. I mean,
Oh,
a
man.
couple more months here, and we'll be
Yeah.
looking for stuff to do. But yeah, I know I'll be down at Lone Star, so I'll see you guys down
Perfect.
there, and I'll bring some recording equipment down there, and maybe
Yeah.
hit some people up and get some video footage and some audio while we're down there, maybe from some people and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
Get around, do a few interviews.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. I'll hit some people up and bug some people and.
Oh, if you can take the GoPro, maybe we
I'll
just
take the
we'll
GoPro.
get all the shows on our Facebook or our YouTube page too. Yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah. We'll get the videos up from the shows and
yeah.
some B-roll while we're down there. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
I
I'm looking
unfortunately
forward to
will
it.
not be there.
Yeah.
It's my wife's birthday, so we have 2 little ones. So
Yeah, we understand. We understand. It's a busy year. It's
Yeah.
a busy time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be my first time down there, so I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited to come down and see the event because I know Zach and Jason have been talking it up. So he's
Yeah.
got a bunch of K-Cap people coming down and supporting him. So you'll see a lot of familiar K-Cappers down there.
We're looking forward to the K-Cap Army invasion. We are. We are.
Exactly, absolutely. Well, all right,
All
guys.
right.
Well, we appreciate everybody from being here and meeting with us, and for all our guests out there. So it would have been Skywars Saturday, but unfortunately we got to wait another year, and
Yeah.
we'll have 19 redo next year. But
19 redo.
19 redo. So yeah, if you're going to be at Lone Star, hit me up. I'll probably have some stickers and maybe some little merch items or something to kind of pass
Yeah.
out and get the word out there from.
Got a bunch of merch you can take too.
Yeah,
By the way.
I'll take some stuff down there. We'll pass some stuff out and
Yeah.
get the banner maybe or something to take with me.
Yeah.
But,
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, come out and see us, guys, and until we see you next time, go out there and unleash your inner pyro with us.
This has been another episode of Pyro Unleashed. Come back each week for more industry insights, technical tips, and awesome pyro designs. Have fun out there, be safe, and as always, remember to unleash your inner pyro with us.